Mark back here. We have Hans on our nice little table. We're going to start a little series on training tips on Fridays. Be more than happy to hear input from everybody. But we're going to start this one here on the basic series of hold. Now, us as versatile dogs, as retrievers, as even a playing dog wants to their dog to retrieve properly. So how we go about that is we're going to start with the basic series of hold. There's no what I'm going to call no pressure on the dog. This is just going to be him doing things naturally. So Hans, sit. Good boy. So we have Hans on the table here. The way we're going to go about this, and what I want everybody to work on here, is every step should take about a week to even more. It's winter time here in Western New York. We have plenty of time to do this. I want everybody to work on it. Even if you have a finished dog and you have hiccups somewhere, let's start right at the basics of this. So the way we're going to go about this first, I have a nice pair of leather gloves here. I'm going to put both hands on. And what I like to do is I like to switch it up with the hands. Now how we're going to go about this here. Now this is Hans. He's already kind of been through the basic steps here. You can already see he's kind of reaching for my glove. He kind of knows what's coming. When we do the basic hold here, you're going to lay your hand flat in his mouth. Only thing I want to see here is that his mouth comes down on it and there's no tongue movement. If he enforces that, I'm going to tell him good boy. If he doesn't, I'm going to close his mouth up a little bit and I'm going to tell him hold. So we're going to start right with my left hand into his mouth. I'm going to tell him open. I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to go hold. Good. Good boy. I have no tongue movement. See, you moved around a little bit. I'm going to reinforce it. Hold. Hold. Good boy. When you're just starting out in this step, don't go overdo it on how long it's in there. Out. Use your words. Words with these dogs go a long ways. I'm going to tell them again. Open. Hold. Good boy. I don't feel any tongue movement. I don't feel any up and down. He's not playing. Throughout the week, progress on time. Out. Now, the reason I go with both, I like to switch it up. Sometimes that confuses a dog. So again, open. Hold. Obviously, he's not even fighting me. If you have a dog that fights you, you might have to grip that bottom jaw a little bit. Grab his buckle collar. You know, make sure they got a buckle collar on where you can grab it. You can keep the dog under control. Good boy. Out. That's the step I want you to work on for about a week, week and a half here. What we're going to do next, I don't like to overdo it on size of bumpers. Here I have a very small canvas bumper. We're going to work on the same thing. You can tell he's already reaching for this. So I'm going to do the same thing. Open. Hold. Now what I want to work on here, I'm going to pull his jowls up a little bit so you can see this. I want that bumper sitting behind his canines. Now obviously he's being a little grabby right now because I'm trying to play with his mouth at the same time. Hold. Good boy. That's what you're looking for. Get them jowls out of the way. This will be the step 2 of this process. Just very simple. Hold. Out. Use the words. Again. Open. Hold. If he does it right, good boy. Good boy. Lots of praise. Good boy. Now, Now we're going to go on to step 3 right on this here. Step 3 would be, I'm going to start tapping this. I'm going to act like that's a live bird in his mouth. I don't want him to drop it. If he drops it, and I'm going to show you right here, I'm going to probably hit this thing a little hard. I want him to actually drop it. Hold. Reinforce that. Much better. This is about the step where he's at, kind of on his hold a little bit. Again, make sure his canines are just over that. Good boy. Out. Use the words. What we're going to do next is we're going to kind of progress a little bit. Progress to different size bumpers. Always remember, the bumpers you use for this series, keep using them. Don't use them in the yard for playing, in the house, all that stuff. These are strictly for training. Sit. So again, open, hold. I don't want to see any mouth movement on that. Always, when you're doing this, hold. Make sure they're gripping in the center of the bumpers. Gets them in a good practice, not grabbing on the head or the butt of a bird. I want them grabbing in the center. Good. Good boy. Again, give that thing some taps. He's fighting me a little bit on that. He knows he doesn't want to let that thing go. Out. Good boy. Again, I'm using no pressure on this. This is simply just a command. Okay, here we're going to really step it up. We got a big retrieving bumper here. Again, Hans is only 6 months old. We're taking our time. This is something that's going to take weeks, and I don't care if it takes months. But you can see he's reaching for this. I have no, it was what they call the next step into force fetch of the ear pinch and all that. He's not doing any of that. He's actually reaching for that himself because he knows he wants this bumper. So you can kind of see he's grabbing for the end of it. Sit. I want him to grab that in the middle. Hold. Now you can see he's struggling a little bit. That's a big bumper for him. Out. Good boy. Good. Again, same thing. Open. Help him out a little bit. Get them jowls clear. You get them jowls clear, he's very comfortable. Hold. Good boy. Ah. We're going to reinforce that quickly. Hold. Hold. Good. You can see he's struggling a little bit with this bumper. I'm going to help him out here. Make sure his jowls are clear. Hold. Make sure that thing's back in his mouth. I can kind of anticipate that thing rolling a little bit. Hold. Good boy. Out. These are the steps I want everybody to work on here. It's going to take, like I said, a couple weeks. It's something I think us as versatile people and retrievers and stuff like that, this is a key ingredient to a successful retrieve of birds. So again, that's your training tip for the week.